My name is Jessica and I have no idea what I'm doing. Today I'm going to be testing out the LA Girl Main Stage Desert Dream eyeshadow palette. This is one of the many things that I got myself due to some generous gifting by my students at the end of the year. And look at this. Oh wait, let me take the plastic off. That's better. Oh, this has the names on it. Alright, let me put it over the mirror. I never use the mirrors anyway. Yet I'm mad at a palette if it doesn't have a mirror. So I definitely did not need this palette, but it's like perfect for me. It's got purples, blues, greens, like all my favorites, and it has mattes and shimmers. I'm so excited. So I think I'm going to start with Sky High, which is this more of a maybe a turquoisey blue. And I'm going to use my Too Faced Mr. Right blender brush. As usual, this eye's primed, this eye's not, to see if there's any difference. And I'm going to start with this as a transition shade. This is working out pretty well. I don't seem to have to use the pack and blend method. I can just use my regular like swiping method, so I like that. The smell of the palette is a little strong though, like chemically makeup-y. I am going to switch to my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it though, just to get in this corner better. So on the unprimed eye, I'm having more trouble. It's kind of like getting all over. It's patchy, it's sticking. So we'll see if that remains a theme. Just gonna clean off my brush and try to blend out the tops a little bit. Yeah, look at this. What a mess. This eye is fine. Then I'm taking my IBY crease brush and going into headliner, which is kind of that shade, but a little like deeper, a little bluer. And that's going in my crease. First critique, I feel like you didn't need both these blues. One would have been enough, and then the other one should have been like a pastel periwinkle. And really not liking how it's going without the primer. Next, I'm taking my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it, and I'm going to go into Backstage, which looks like a navy shimmer. That's another complaint. I don't see any like really deep colorful mattes. There's just a matte black down here. So I'm going to try to use this deeper into my crease. Feels kind of like smushy and soft, bouncy maybe. Not really the kind of shimmer that goes well in the crease. Okay, so this I have to kind of like pack and blend more, which is interesting, rather than a swipe, because then it's kind of just creating a line. I'm going to take my IBY crease brush and I'm going to see if I can kind of blend those two together to kind of blend this together. Kinda. This eye over here is turning into a muddy mess. Oh boy. I'm just taking a clean brush and try to blend out those darker edges a little more. Then I'm going into Backstage again, and this time I'm gonna, ooh yeah, that's like really thick. And I'm gonna put that on my outer third. I have a feeling that's probably too much. These shimmers might move around if they're so pigmented and like creamy like this, especially on my hooded eyes. Then I'm gonna take Thirsty, which is this I don't know, light medium periwinkle blue shimmer. Ooh. Okay, that's beautiful. That's going, oh my god. That's going on my inner 2/3, blending into that navy. Oh my god. That is so pigmented and so beautiful, but that's probably going to move around and crease on me because that's too much. I gotta just use like a slight touch. Ooh, even this side's too much. Okay, well, we're learning as we go, as always. I'm definitely taking Backstage again on my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it. And I'm going to put that on the lower lash line, and in my eye, the outer third to mimic what I have on the lid. Then I'm taking Thirsty, and I'm going to put that on the inner 2/3 and blend it into the deeper blue. Wow, that is so gorgeous. I'm just taking my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it and Backstage again to try to fix this little gap that I created. Partly my fault, partly the shadow, but not really the shadow because this kind of shimmer is not really for the crease. This side here is a mess. I don't think there's any fixing that side. Yeah, so over here, like, I can't fix that. It's only going to make a mess. So I think next time I wouldn't use the fluffy brush. God, those shimmers are so beautiful. Like I said, my critique would be that there's no dark blue matte, or like I said, both of those don't need to be there. One of them could have either been a lighter, more periwinkle blue, or a dark matte blue. But that being said, that is so pretty. Definitely don't need it, but I knew that beforehand. But there was no way that I could not buy this and review it because it's blue, green, and purple. And it's affordable. I feel like the two shimmers I have going on there remind me of the Ace Beauté Oceanic palette. Also, just so you know, I took the highlighter shade from the ABH Face palette in Italian Summer and used that as a brow bone highlight. There was no brow bone highlight in the palette, and I really wanted one. You really gotta mow your lawn now. So yesterday's look, I feel like would have worn better if I hadn't gone so crazy with the shimmers. They didn't crease, but yeah, they did spread upwards. But these are like super pigmented and creamy, so I just have to like be gentle with them. The more I look at this palette, it's not my perfect palette. The mattes and shimmers, like the ratio and the color selection, yes, everything's like blue and purple except for the one black and green and like a little even like pinky mauve. Go mow your lawn another time. But even looking at it now, like there's no deep purple matte. Like this is kind of like a medium deep. There's no light purple matte. I already talked about the blues. There's no deep green mattes. So it's not my perfect palette after all, even though these are all the colors that I like to use best. So today I have both eyes primed because I just didn't like the way it performed without the primer yesterday. And I'm not using a fluffy brush this time. I'm using my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it to go into Ferris Wheel. It's an interesting shade name. This beautiful purple, it's just the only matte purple. It's like a, like I said, like a medium purple, and it's a cool toned purple, which you know I love. So I'm going to use this as a transition shade. You know what though, even this, like it's a little gray. Just gonna try to tuck that in here a little more, clean it off, and blend out the top. The mattes are, I don't know. I feel like the mattes aren't the same quality as the shimmers. Not to say they're bad, but perhaps not my style. I've been so picky lately. Is it me, or have I been really picky and just not liked anything lately? Then I'm taking my IBY crease brush, going into the same shade, And I'm just gonna try and deepen the crease. And then clean it off and just try to continue blending out that edge. I guess I'm gonna try this one here. It looks like a super deep blue purple called All Nighter. What does that look like? Yeah, it's like an indigo. I'm gonna put that on the outer third. Ooh, it's pretty. You know what this kind of reminds me of? The Juvia's Place, is it Magic or Masquerade? One of those. And it has these kinds of tones, and I feel like even the shimmer formula is similar. Oh, right, I forgot. I'm supposed to go easy on the shimmers. I am going to take my IBY crease brush and try to use some of that in the crease. Let's see. Yeah, it's going eventually. It's not really made for that. I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it into that same shade and just try to fill the gap here. And then maybe take it into the crease. Then I'm going to take Light Show, which is a lavender, I think. That's not what I expected. Look at this. It's like, now we got music playing out here. What do I want to do? Because that's not what I expected. It's like a lavender periwinkle silver. Alright, maybe I'll put that on the inner 2/3. This one's definitely stiffer, a little less pigmented. And I'm blending it into the indigo, violety purple. It's so pretty. Just gonna put a little bit more over here where they meet. And this is driving me nuts over here. Then I'm going to take Merch, which is this more maybe true purple, warm purple, plummy purple. That's lighter than I expected. I guess I'm gonna put this here. Okay, it can be dark. So I'm putting this on the outer half of my lower lash line. And I think I'll put Light Show again, so pretty, here on the inner half and blend it together. I'm going to try my Moda contour brush and try Light Show as a highlighter. I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to try. Not really. I think it's too, like, creamy. Like, I see a little bit. I think you'd really have to, like, put it on your finger and, like, apply it that way. That's kind of dangerous because I think you could get too much too fast. And also the color, depending on your skin tone, yeah, I look a little bit bruisey. Well, I tried it so you don't have to. But hey, maybe it'll work on you, so maybe you should try it anyway. Yeah, I look like I got hit in the face. But sparkly. Okay, so I'm definitely happier with how this eye came out. I think, you know, I kind of got the hang of it on this eye, and then now I was able to do what I really wanted on that eye. So yeah, this is a mess. This is a mess, but this is pretty good. And if I could get it to look like this every time, then I really like that. that actually works out well. I still wish there was a lighter purple for the crease, but I do like the look that I came up with. However, it is pretty similar to the Juvia's Place palette that I already have. Alright, so yesterday's look, it actually kind of creased on both sides where like the shimmers were. And I'm surprised, even though it was like 90 degrees and I did go in the pool, I got splashed a little bit. I put less shimmer on. So I feel like if anything was going to crease, it should have been the blues because I just slathered it all on. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Today I'm going to try the greens. And again, I'm questioning myself. Like, this palette is not my perfect palette. Why did I buy this? Was it false advertising? Did I think the colors were different? Did I just get too excited? Could be that one. I'm gonna start with Lineup, which is a mint. And I'm gonna use that with my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it. And I'm gonna use that in my outer half transition area. Once again, I have both eyes primed. Oh, I lied. That was wristband. Now I'm taking the one with the $3 signs. I don't know how you pronounce that. This one here, it's a matte lime. And I'm going to put that on the inner half of the transition area. I guess I'm going down into the crease too. And I'm just blending the two together. And I'm cleaning off my brush in hopes that I can blend out the top. I feel like this palette would have benefited from a white instead of a black. To try to like lighten some things or blend shades out. I feel like I could use some more of that lime. So I'm going to go in with my IBY crease brush and pack that in the crease a little more. Then I'm going to use Lineup. This is really Lineup this time. This is gritty. Very pretty though, like an aqua color. Ooh. And I'm going to put this on the outer half of my lid. And then I'm taking Shuffle, which looks like a gorgeous shimmery lime. Also gritty. Ooh, but so pretty. Gritty but pretty. And I'm gonna put that on the inner half. Wow. Okay, I'm tempted to just shove it all over and pack it on, but I don't think that's gonna work out well. So I'm trying to just spread it and then blend the two together. I feel like these shimmers, like they don't, I think they're like part of the reason I want to pack them on and keep putting more is because like they don't want to spread out. Like kind of where you put them, like they're stiff and they don't want to move. Just to make sure I fill all the gaps, I'm using my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it, taking the same shades that I had and just really getting in the crease with them. I don't want any false creasing just because I missed a spot, you know? But yeah, I would have preferred some deeper versions of these greens in matte formulas as well. Why do I always have to make such a mess? Got my mascara on it, so now I'm gonna like take a little bit and try to fix it. I also got it on my nose. And then I'm taking my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it to finish off, just mimicking the crease. So I'm taking the mint shade and putting that on the outer half of the lower lash line. And then taking the matte lime and putting that on the inner half of the lower lash line and blending them together. I did like this in the end. let's see how it wears. Alright, so yesterday's look wore pretty well, especially considering I did an in-person judo class in 90-degree heat. So I don't know what happened with those purples, because if the greens could hold up through that, the purples should have been able to hold up too. Maybe it was a fluke. Maybe I need to get a new bottle of eyeshadow primer. That's possible. I'm doing my last look today, and I'm going to use these 4 shades, the 4 that I haven't used yet. Starting with my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it, I'm going to go into Flex, which is this deep mauve shade, maybe a touch of plum to it. And both eyes primed, I'm going to put this in the crease and transition area. And then try to blend out the edges. I think I probably would have liked this better if I had set my eyeshadow primer any of these days, but you know, sometimes I just want to see what the palette can do on its own if you don't bring anything else in. You know what I mean? This always gets interesting in here, and it honestly might be me. Lately I feel like I'm doing better on this eye, probably because I'm testing it out first on this eye, but if I showed you the second eye I did, it wouldn't be a first impression anymore. Everybody goes through the process of learning new shadows. Then I'm taking my IBY crease brush, going into the same shade, and just building it up more in the crease. It's an interesting shade. I feel like a lot of people would like it. Then I'm going to be brave and take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it and go into Blackout, which is the matte black. I'm going to put that deep in my crease. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it's a pitch black. I feel like you could probably get it there, but it's a little bit softer, especially if you control it like I'm doing. Not a lot of eyeshadows scare me. Black scares me. I'm just going to take some of Flex again and blend out those edges and make sure we don't lose the mauve color. Then I'm taking a tiny bit of Blackout. Yeah, this is a soft black. And I'm going to put that on the outer third. Then back to my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it, just filling that gap. Then I'm taking that's what it says, and I'm gonna put that, ooh, that's interesting. It's like cranberry maybe. And I'm going to put that toward the middle, but I don't want to go too far into the middle. I really want that other shade to be the star of the show. And I'm going to blend that into the black. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice shade, but this is not perfect Jessica palette. This shade would not be included in a palette like that. And then I'm taking Viral, which is like a light dusty pink, maybe? Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but like, there's so much dimension and that is so gorgeous. I don't know how to describe it. It's got like maybe blue-green reflex. And I'm gonna put that on the inner third. It's kind of coming out like this shade where the base maybe isn't as intense. Yeah, and let's see. don't know how to describe that. It's coming out like frosty. I mean, it's pretty, but it's not the shade it appears to be in the pan. Wow. Just trying to smooth it out a little bit. I'm kind of sad that it doesn't look like this because that's pretty, but like this is pretty too. It almost reminds me of Luxie Beauty Angel Wings, I think it was called. But this is more like, this is an iridescent-ish kind of shade. It's not a pink. Taking my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it, I'm gonna go into Blackout and put that on the outer third of my lower lash line. I'm definitely not big on black eyeshadow, but I like this one because it's soft and blendable. Then I'm taking and putting that here, so just mimicking what I have on the lid as usual. Picks up well with a brush. And then taking Viral and putting that here. Yeah, see, that one doesn't pick up well on a brush, and that's just like that other one, that lilac-y one. I'm gonna use my finger. That's better. And I want to try it as a highlighter, because why not? Taking my Moda contour brush, and I'm gonna try to dig in there a little bit. It's definitely there. Ooh, it's pretty. Can you see that? I mean, I'll put pictures in natural light as usual, but that's pretty. It's coming out a little more pink, a little more sheer, but definitely that like bluish iridescent sparkle. All right, so interesting. I've not had this on that long. Can you see the iridescent shade is like traveling already, and I feel like already starting to make things separate? I'm wondering if the reason I had trouble with the purples is because these two shades are formulated differently. So I'm wondering if that formula in particular is not agreeing with my eye type or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna do swatches. Overall, I don't know. I didn't need this, which I knew, but I think it's a nice palette. I mean, it's not expensive. The colors are pretty. The formula's pretty good. Some of the shimmers are kind of chunky. Others are not as, I guess, transferable to the lid as I want them to be. The mattes, I think I would have enjoyed more if I had used a setting shade underneath. But, I don't know. I think it's a nice palette. It's not perfect. And it's not perfect for me like I thought it was going to be. And I do have almost all of these shades, if not all of them, or things very close to them. But if you don't have shades like this, you might like it. Here are the swatches with a little better view. Is that better? Maybe. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a good day no matter what it is you're doing. Bye. See you next time.